and that's a GASB rule, okay? To be compliant with GASB 45, you have to have a valuation done every 2 years at a minimum. You could have it more, and some entities do. I mentioned the discount rate. The discount rate used is the expected long-term return on investments used to finance the benefits. And I'll get into that a little bit more too when we compare results under two different discount rates. Healthcare inflation rates, that's medical trend. So the expectation in the first year is that trend, or in the next year is that trend goes up, you know, in the low teens. Okay, so it's not 2 or 3%, but we're building in future trend into our numbers. And then I think I mentioned earlier the other types of assumptions: when people retire, how long people are going to live, when they terminate employment. Basically, how long are they going to receive these benefits? So we know how to attribute liability to that. So the first thing we have to do is kind of get an understanding of terminology here. So I've called this liabilities, and these are really actuarial liabilities. And I'll differentiate actuarial liabilities from the county's financial statement liabilities. Okay, so these terms are really actuarial liabilities. The first term, present value of benefits, that's the whole, when you look at the picture down below, that's the whole pie there. Everything, the PVB, present value of benefits, is attributable to all years of service. So what it really is we take all of those assumptions, when people are going to retire, or how long, when people are going to retire, and basically how long are they going to be receiving these benefits. And we project out these benefits into all future years. We're also building in healthcare inflation to that. What benefits, what type of benefits, whether they're going to have single coverage or dual coverage. We're projecting that out into all future years, those benefit payments, expected costs, and then we're discounting them back to today with a discount rate, okay? So the purpose of that is just essentially time value of money, okay? So it's to put it in today's dollars. So when we look at that for all employees, current employees that are eligible, those hired after 1998, and current retirees, we take all those projections, we discount it back to today. That liability is a present value of benefits. I'll explain why it says past and future service. We can then take that pie, that number, and we can allocate it or attribute it to past service and to future service. So for retirees who have, I mean employment service, for retirees who have already worked the required number of years, all of theirs is attributable to past service. Okay. If we look at an active employee, and let's, for example, take somebody who has, we expect to work for 30 years, and today they have 20 years. The past service liability, or actuarial accrued liability, would be roughly 20/30ths of their PVB. Okay, so all we're doing, these are just actuarial cost methodologies that are allocating liability to years of service. That's all we're doing here. The future normal cost is for future service, and there's a small sliver up there that's called the normal cost, the yellow slice that says normal cost 1%. That's for 1 year of service accruing. Okay, so it's the liability attributable to employees earning benefits in 1 year. Okay, and so you can see that the vast majority of the PVB is accrued, 92%. And that's simply because we have a mature population, so a number of retirees, and the benefits are only for employees hired before 1998. So if it had continued on, you'd see a little bit different shape to that, to the accrued liability portion. Okay, so far so good on that explanation? Okay, great. So actuarial accrued liability, and we've got some other numbers in the detailed report. One of them was the PVB that I mentioned, which is all liabilities. Specifically, I'm showing here the actuarial accrued liability or the past service liability. And the primary reason is if you were to get asked, well, you know, what level of assets would we need to kind of cover the liabilities that we have in this program? This is probably the number you'd look at, is the accrued liability. Because typically what plans target, just like similar to the retirement program, is you target an asset level that is equal to your accrued liability, and then as employees continue to earn service and have a normal cost, then you pay for those along the way. So the accrued liability is what we show here, and we show it under two discount rate assumptions. Okay, the first is 5%. The second is 7 3/4 on the right. And just, you know, why are they in that direction? Remembering what we're doing is we're projecting out benefit payments. We're discounting them back to today. So the bigger the discount rate, the smaller the liability is today. Okay. So why do we pick these two discount rates? Remember on a few slides back, I mentioned that